Welcome back to Sorta Awesome. I'm your host, Meg Teets. I am so tickled to be joined this week by my dear friend and Sorta Awesome regular, Julie Tepperman. Hi, Julie. Welcome back to Sorta Awesome.
Hi, Meg. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be back.
This is going to be such a fun conversation. And it's one of those that really genuinely, organically came from our awesome community. One of our awesomes started a conversation in the Hangout group on Facebook. Awesome Resi said, or she asked the question, what's the last thing you bought on Amazon that truly helped you in organization or uncomplicating your life? Just that little bit that makes all the difference. Anything from books to kitchen stuff, just like whatever. Julie, the Awesomes took that question and absolutely ran with it.
Yes,
It
they
is
did.
a Hall of Fame epic thread now for the ages. And a couple of people suggested, and people were like texting, like, this is a great show topic. So I was like, if we're going to talk all things products to make life easier, it's got to be Julie. It's got to be Julie on the show. So
I love it. I love it.
Thank you for making time to squeeze into your schedule to come and talk about all things Amazon. And I was texting, I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't want this to be any work for you. I just want to just be able to, like sit down. And you were like, this is not work.
Right. This is definitely not work. This is fun. Although it did concern me as I was scrolling through all of my Amazon purchases. I was thinking perhaps I may need to scale back a little bit, but today is not that day.
Today is not the day for that conversation with yourself. No.
No.
So as you're listening live, then you may know that Amazon Prime Days are coming up, and we've got, all kinds of great suggestions for you for that. But we really just wanted this to be kind of its own conversation about these little products. We're going to be talking about things you can find on Amazon, but a lot of these are products and concepts that you could find anywhere. If you're not a big Amazon person, you could, look for these in your local stores or at Target or whatever. So we have so much good stuff, again, all inspired by, all vetted by the Awesomes. So we've got so much good stuff for you coming up today on Sorta Awesome. Welcome back, Awesomes, to the show that loves to support you in becoming smart, strong, and social. If you have been looking for amazing women to connect with and a community that will support you no matter what age or stage of life you're in, I'm really happy to tell you that you've come to the right place, because Sorta Awesome is not just a podcast. It's also your community on the go. And we would love to have you connect with us outside of your podcast app in one of our social media communities. Again, we've got the Sorta Awesome Hangout over on Facebook, where all kinds of amazing conversations happen all the time, every day, 24/7. We are there for you in the Hangout. We can also join you in making your Instagram feed a little bit more awesome on Instagram at Sorta Awesome Show over on Instagram. And speaking of Prime Days, this is the first time, Julie, I've been working in the online space for a long time. We've been doing Sorta Awesome for 8 years. This year, I think it's because I actually do need to shop. Like, sometimes it's just fun to shop Prime Days, and so many retailers are taking the momentum, the July shopping momentum from Prime Days, and doing like Black Friday in July.
Right.
Target's running all kinds of specials. Preparing to send my child to college to live in a dorm room, a teeny tiny little dorm room, is going to cost so many pennies.
So many pennies. So many pennies.
So this year I'm genuinely shopping the Prime Day sales, the Target sales, all of that. So I put together a special spin-off newsletter. We have our So Awesome Sunday newsletter, as you all may know. Comes out every other week, but I wanted to put together a newsletter with just some of the great deals that we're coming across.
Great.
Amazon and other places. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes for our special, just like shopping deals and steals, starting with Prime Days, but continuing on even after that with, just hooking you up with the deals. Not that we want to be like all materialism and consumerism and all of that stuff, but sometimes you got to buy stuff and you may as well save some money.
Absolutely. And I trust the Awesomes. I mean, if it comes with the Awesome seal of approval, I don't have to do any more research. I'm good.
Absolutely. Yes. So true. So true. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes if you want to get signed up for those. Again, even if you're listening way past Prime Days to this episode, we've got a newsletter that's just going to be like deals that we find off of outside of Amazon, all of that stuff. So links in the show notes for that. So Julie, before we get into our very epic conversation of these little Amazon finds that can make life a little bit better, let's go ahead and start this show the way we always do with our Awesomes of the Week. If you're new to Sorta Awesome, Awesome of the Week is the moment in the show where we stop and talk about whatever is making life just a little more awesome right now. Could be a book or a TV show, music, movie, products, podcasts, all kinds of stuff that's bringing the gold sparkle to our days. Julie, I know you always feel a little conflicted when it comes to Awesome of the Week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because you usually do have a lot of awesome flowing through your life, and you're like, but what do I bring to the show? So I can't wait to hear what you picked to share with us this week.
Okay. So this has been sort of lurking in the back of my mind as something the awesomes need to know about for a while. So this is really the perfect occasion. Okay. This is my awesome of the week, which I brought as a prop. Yes, I schlepped it across the border, and I mentally planned out how to explain this to a customs agent. He didn't care, by the way, so I didn't have to explain it. Because again, my life is so strange sometimes. This is the Pampered Chef Large Square Cool and Serve. That is a lot of words. I'm moving the microphone over. I'm going to demonstrate while I explain. Here is what it looks like, Meg. It is, at first glance, it is a tray.
It's sizable.
Who cares? And maybe what, like 10 by 10, 12 by 12, something like that. Here's why this is so amazing. This is a tray, okay? And it's a big deal. Oh no, but it is a big deal. So here's why I love this tray. First of all, let's talk about what I use it for, and then we'll talk about the fabulous features. My kids eat whatever I put out. And by that I mean, if they want a snack and I cut some vegetables, they'll eat the vegetables. If I give them cookies, they will eat the cookies. What I have found is that if I take the time to fill up these containers, so the tray divides into two, and you'll see why in a second. It's got it's got 6 separate compartments. I will fill it up with apples or grapes or berries or sugar snap peas and carrots and cucumbers, and then, and this is really the most exciting part, I'm able to leave it out on the kitchen table all day long. How, you might ask? That's gross. They'll get warm at room temperature. But wait, there's more. Here's the deal. It has these frozen inserts that you just keep in the freezer. They freeze solid. By the way, you can also flip the inserts over. I'm not a deviled egg person, so this doesn't do anything for me, but some people might. You freeze the inserts and they have deviled egg cutouts.
Actually,
so I know.
Genius.
I would never make it on QVC, by the way. I'm like the worst presenter, but I don't care. I'm so excited. You could just put your little deviled eggs on the frozen insert so they stay nice and cool. But they fit upside down. You put them in the tray. You put the inserts in on the bottom. You put the little tray piece right on top, and then it has a plastic lid that fits on the entire thing. And what I have started doing, I've had this for about 2 years, and I use it all year round when my kids have friends over. When we're having friends over for a casual dinner, I will just fill the whole thing up with vegetables and fruit, leave it out, and they just walk by and snack from it all day long. And I'm not exaggerating. This thing keeps vegetables cold for at least 6 to 8 hours. So it is not, and the difference between a cucumber that is, warm room temperature and cold and crunchy. Huge difference. And
huge.
And look, yes, it takes a tiny bit of planning in that you have to make sure the inserts go back into the freezer. But other than that, this is really wonderful. It's also great. We're in picnic season right now. So, and the lid closes nicely. It's, just take it with you. So yes, I've used a lot of words about this Pampered Chef product. I'm not a Pampered Chef product person. I have one other thing from them, but this has lasted a couple of years, no problems. I don't know if you're supposed to put it in the dishwasher. I may have done that. It's fine.
Okay. It's fine.
But this really, truly, this is an awesome of the summer, but it's also year round. And whatever I can do to get my kids and myself snacking on healthier things, I'm all in. So that is why I schlepped this across the border and why this is my awesome of the week.
Thank you for your service. First of all, that was amazing. Secondly, I am like you. I don't have a lot of Pampered Chef things, but the Pampered Chef things I do have, I love, and they've lasted for years. And since they last so long, I haven't purchased anything in a while do you need a consultant to get this? Or can you order direct?
I know that there are some awesomes who are Pampered Chef people. So, they could certainly, maybe somewhere we can create a space and we can buy from them if that's how you do it. But you can also just buy it straight online, which is what I did because I don't know anybody who is. And again, this was 2 years ago. So.
Oh my gosh.
There are also other brands who make things like this, but I haven't seen any others where it's a freezable insert as opposed to loose ice. And with the ice, you have to drain it and it's melting it. This doesn't happen.
And truly with kids, especially in healthy snacks, like if that is what is out and that's what they see, that's going to be what they reach for. And so that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And I love a deviled egg. So I'm excited about
I think we've just found your next birthday present, Meg.
Yes. There we go.
Texting Kyle immediately.
Yes. I love it. Okay. Thank you for bringing that. We will definitely have a link in the show notes for you guys. Okay. My awesome, Julie, you're probably tired of hearing me talk about this because I've been talking about it everywhere, but I haven't talked about it on the main show. And I cannot deprive you guys of this. My awesome of the week is the TV show The Bear Season 2. I briefly mentioned it in the So Awesome Sunday newsletter this past week. Kyla and I did talk about it on Awesome Today. I cannot stop talking about this show. Did you watch The Bear Season 1? Are you a bear?
We haven't, but actually it's on our While Kids Are at Camp list. So with any luck in the next couple of weeks, I will be able to report back.
Okay. So The Bear was one of my top favorite TV shows last year, season 1. It got a lot of great buzz, a lot of great press, especially around Jeremy Allen White and his performance as Carmy Berzatto, the main character of The Bear, who's a chef who had been away in New York City, but also just like internationally, and was this rising star in the culinary world. And, he's just excelling. But then his brother dies, his older brother, who had been running the family business, which was called Beef, a Chicago neighborhood sandwich shop. And so he returns home. And so season 1 kind of is about his journey coming back home, trying to figure out if they can save the business, bringing everything that he's learned about running a fine dining kitchen to the sandwich shop, the tensions, the dynamics. It's also really funny too. Like, it sounds kind of serious when you're describing it, but it's also really funny. There's some really fun, great characters in it. So the way that season 1 ended, it truly could have been one season, like one perfect season of television as season 1 comes to a close. So I was so skeptical when the news of season 2 came out. I was like, oh no, like, why ruin a perfect thing?
Right.
Because I feel like, and Julie, you maybe can think of shows like this too. Like, I feel like when it comes to a great first season, that so often it's like the next season is like, oh, it's good, I guess, but like, did we need this? I think about like Stranger Things as one of my favorite TV shows. And season 2, of all the seasons that are released of Stranger Things, season 2 is my least favorite season of Stranger Things. So I think I was a little gun shy to watch it. In fact, I was telling my friend Superstar Kate, was my yoga accountability partner. We still chat frequently. She was like, are you going to watch The Bear season 2? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can push play on it. I'm so nervous about it. And she was like, do it. It's so good. So we watched it. Julie, I'm going to try not to cry. I've been crying a lot on my this year. I don't know what's going on with that. Season 2 is even better than season 1 for me. I think it might be one of those things where it depends on where you are in life, but season 2 takes you outside of Carmy's storyline, although that's still hugely important because in season 2, they're trying to build this new restaurant. And so there's a lot about him, but each of these side characters that you kind of only briefly got to know in season 1, they get like fully explored storylines in season 2. And to me, that is where like a lot of the magic comes in to the storytelling, because you're understanding further the dynamics of this team of people that are trying to put together, trying to build this new restaurant, trying to launch it in this really condensed timeline. And it's so great. One of the episodes called Fishes is a little over an hour long, and it's the most intense episode of television I've ever watched.
That's a statement, Meg Tietz. That is a statement.
And again, I think it depends on your background, your experience of life. Fishes is the story. It goes back 5 years from the present time. And it shows a Christmas Eve dinner when Carmi's older brother was still alive, and just like the absolute chaos and dysfunction and dynamics and so many stressful things. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Carmi's mom in a role that she is like almost unrecognizable in. Like she's so into this character and just like physically, emotionally, like it is probably, it's Emmy material, her performance in this one episode in this season. So that was really, really intense. Such great television. I never want to watch that episode again, but it was really good.
Okay.
And one of the side characters named Richie is 45 and he's like he's just like, he starts the whole season with like, what is my purpose? And so we follow him through him discovering what his purpose is. There's an episode called Forks that focuses on him, and he goes and does staging at the #1 restaurant in the world. It's a fictional restaurant, but it's like the #1 restaurant in the world. And he learns a lot there about purpose and about acts of service and hospitality. And you see him reading, like there's just like this montage of him doing stuff. You see him reading this book called Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. I bought the book, Julie.
I've heard about this book.
It's so good. Do you see my highlighter attached?
I do. You are very professional.
This would be great in your industry
That's actually why we could talk about this later, but we're doing a book group with the departments I supervise, and that was one of the possibilities of the book. So you're saying I should read it for sure, is what you're saying.
I think that you would really get a lot out of it. It's written from the perspective of restaurants. Will Guidara did front of house work for years in fine dining restaurants, had the actual #1 restaurant in the world.
Okay.
11 Madison Park in New York City. And so it's, even if you're not in the hospitality industry though, there's a lot about life,
right,
and about making people feel welcome and going above and beyond to take care of people. So I've got my highlighter. It's so good. I think you would like it. Anyway, I just can't stop talking about this season of television. It's so good. Maybe this will be the last I'm talking about it publicly, but if you want to find me in my DMs to tell me how much you loved it, if you didn't like it, I don't want to know. You can go ahead and keep that part to yourself. But if you loved it as much as I do, please do come and talk to me about it because it was so good. So,
all right, now I'm excited.
Right. Yes. Okay. And when you and Noah watch it,
I
would love to hear your
probably
thoughts.
Episode by episode.
Okay, please do. I would love an episode by episode response. That would make my whole entire summer so happy.
I can do that for you.
Okay. Well, we will have links in the show notes for all of this stuff. You guys, if you want to go check out what's awesome in our lives, but we want to hear what's awesome in your lives too. We do that on social media, on Instagram at Sort of Awesome Show, and in the Hangout group every Friday. We have our Awesome of the Week thread. We would love to hear from you over there. Julie and I have so much great Amazon talk to get to, you guys. We're going to get to all of that when we come right back. Okay, we are back. And like I said, we are inspired by our awesome community. You guys like showed up with so many things that I literally, Julie, did not know existed as products in this world.
Seriously, that was an immediate save the thread. Immediate.
Yes, immediately. I love Amazon reviews. I have not ever bought anything on Amazon without reading extensively through the reviews. It's fun for me. I like to do that. I love when BuzzFeed puts together lists and they're like showing a product and they'll bring in a couple of reviews from the product. I love that stuff. So this thread was total catnip for me. I like we were talking about at the top of the show. I feel like if it's awesome vetted, awesome approved, I'm like, it's add to cart immediately. I genuinely do have things in my cart right now. As I was putting together this episode, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to get this. I have to get this. So we kind of broke our products down in two categories. Julie, you not only enjoyed this thread, but you have stuff that you're like, you know what, this reminds me of some stuff I've gotten that I want to talk about. Let's start in the home category.
Okay.
Why don't you start us out with some of the things that you have picked up
Okay.
that have made, we're talking for the most part, these products are not going to be like huge investments. They're just like the little things that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have this now, kind of make life a little
Yes.
bit better kind of
Yes.
things. Why don't you get us started?
I am ready. Okay. The first one I have, Jen Campbell actually mentioned this in the thread also. So Jen, I like the way your mind works. The first thing that I have is, and I've talked about this before, but it is worth talking about again on the show, the M Design stackable plastic 3-bottle organizers. They're water bottle organizers. They're the magical thing that keep you from, when you open up the cabinet, the water bottles from falling on your head, especially when you have the ones that we'll drop a link to the exact ones. They hold a Nalgene bottle. So like the really big ones, they hold smaller hydro flasks. They hold the little plastic ones, that's a Gatorade on it from various sporting events, all the sizes. They are amazing. But the thing that goes along with them, which I have also talked about, is called museum gel. And why does this matter? Because my cabinets are actually pretty deep. So what I have done is I've used the museum gel, which, just to remind people, or to tell you for the first time, if you didn't hear it, it's a little clear gel. You pinch a little bit out, you ball it up, you stick it on the bottom, and you press it down. And after an hour, it holds securely. So that way I can adjust the water bottle holders to, I have it about an inch or two away from the edge, but there's still several inches behind it. That way I'm not, because since we have them at the very top, I don't want to have to be reaching all the way over.
Right.
I feel like I'm the bear right now. But it keeps it in place. I also use that, side note, I use the museum gel for silverware organizers in the drawer. And
that's so
anything
smart.
that you want to keep still. I mean, again, this was invented for people, for museums to literally keep crystal and glass still. My great uncle used it to keep, he was a Wedgwood collector. He lived in an earthquake zone. So he would put it under all of his valuables. So if there was an earthquake, things wouldn't topple over. This stuff is so cheap. It's like $17 for a whole container that lasts for years. So hugely recommend the museum gel, but especially when used in conjunction with those stackable water bottle organizers. Those are amazing.
Can I ask you a quick question about the museum gel?
By all
means. What is the removability factor like if you wanted to take that down?
Super easy. Yeah. And it doesn't leave a residue.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Perfect timing, because I'm thinking dorm stuff and wall decorations. Everyone, command strips and hooks are super popular, but I have a deficiency where I cannot get the command, especially the strips, to work. I can't. I've tried so many times. What's wrong with me? I don't know. We all have
flaws, Meg. That can be yours.
Mine has to do with all of the command products. But what you're saying, I feel like that's on the level. If it's removable,
it is. I mean,
that we could use.
We should do a little Googling and make sure that it's paper safe, just because I don't know if she's going to want to put posters and stuff up.
Yeah.
And how much weight for walls for hanging. But,
right.
This is, I really love this stuff. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Love it. Love to hear it. Okay. What else home wise was happy making for you?
I have another visual for this. This one, I feel like on one hand is so stupid, but for me, it was life-changing. They are called the Skura, Skura sponge. Yes, we're talking about a dishwashing sponge, Meg. I brought it. A clean one.
Yes.
So here's the deal. Why do I love this one? First of all, it's got the scrubby side. It's got the soft side. They in their reviews and their claims, they say that they're, 99% less bacteria, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. I mean, that's a good thing. But the thing that I like about this is these little monograms, they fade. As you use them, they begin to fade. So when they have faded, you know that it is time to toss it and get a new one. Because
that is so smart.
It's so dumb because I have friends that I aspire to be like, who once a month, like the first of every month, they throw away their dish sponge. I throw mine away when I notice all of a sudden that it's disgusting. Okay. I'm sorry. We have a lot of different scrubbers. We don't only use the sponge, and I promise my dishes are clean if anybody's concerned. But since I've been using this, it's amazing. And they're good sponges. They're really they do a really solid job. And again, it's so dumb, but I love the fact that I don't have to think about it. So they are a little bit expensive for sponges. I'm going to be honest. It was like $15 for 5 or something. That's kind of expensive for sponges, but also it makes me happy.
And also, can you put a price on your health and well-being when it comes to dish sponge bacteria?
Anything, we've talked about this. It's like, we've talked about the dish gloves that I love, the soap that I love.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to make it even an iota better, you can believe I'm going to do. So
yes,
that's that.
Love.
Yes.
Love, love, love. Mm-hmm. So smart. That's going to be an add to cart immediately.
I really like them.
Okay. Anything else in the home category?
Oh, so many things, Meg. Okay. The next one is about kids and art. We've talked about this before. I think last year we talked about that little Da Vinci frame, which we should also link to because those are amazing. That's if you want to post art on the wall. If you have a child like me who has really gotten into art, she's taking art classes and she's coming home every week or two with these beautiful pieces that are not going to fit in something on the wall. They're not going to, I don't want to just throw it in a box. I bought just on Amazon and now I am obsessed with it. It is a 12 by 18 black plastic portfolio. It's not for transporting. It's got plastic sleeves inside, almost like giant page protectors. She can slip them in. When grandparents come over, they can just kind of flip through it. You know, it does the job. It's not fancy. You know, the tops are open. So I use like a little piece of Scotch tape just to keep them closed. But my daughter feels great because her pictures are not stacked up on the dining room table, you know, or shoved in a closet. And again, like, just such an easy solution for kids who have kind of taken the step beyond, you know, pictures on the wall, but they want things that they're creating to really be accessible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And it makes it feel like her work is being valued as well.
Yeah.
So, that's really good.
Yeah, that's a one that I'm really a fan of. Okay. Another one. God love Amazon. There's so many choices here. I am obsessed with these zipper nylon mesh bags. They are cheap, Meg. They are, and you can find them all over Amazon. I meant to bring one. I didn't. Let me tell you what I use them for. I use them for when I'm traveling to keep things together because if I don't want to use a big packing cube, they're great for accessories. They're great for holding makeup. They're great for in drawers to put, if you have bikinis, which I don't, but you know, to keep the top and the bottom together. Lingerie sets. If you've got something cute that has, you know, undies and a bra, sometimes you don't want to be digging around in a drawer and I don't want to have to think about it. So I just put them together in this, and since it's mesh, you can see what's in it, whip the pouch right out of my drawer. I use them for everything. They're so inexpensive. They come in all different colors and, you know, they're usable in so many ways. So those are something that I really am obsessed with.
One of the awesomes mentioned those in that thread, and she had seen on TikTok, somebody uses those for like baby and toddler toys.
Oh, yeah.
And so, because, you know, they're like little or whatever, or even if you have bigger kids and they have like, they're into like little things. Like I know Polly Pockets aren't really a thing anymore, but you know, like the little pieces. And then she said, like the awesome was saying that she just like throws the toys in those mesh zipper bags and then she can toss all of that like into the toy bin. And so, you know, you could use that so easily for like, if you just wanted to, especially with babies and toddlers, if you just wanted to pull out some toys for them to play with, it's all ready right there to go and just gather it up at the end of the day, toss it back in. You can pick a different bag the next day.
I've also heard of people buying the bigger size and using them for board games. Because then, and which we don't have, I mean, we have a lot of board games, but we don't transport them frequently. So I'm not super that isn't a concern for me, but I know people use them for that. People use them when they go to the beach because then the sand just comes right out of them.
Oh,
there are a million uses for these.
Okay. I love it.
Highly recommend.
So smart.
I have more, Meg. Okay. This one is really for the car, but we don't have a car category, so it's falling in the home category. Okay. We did way too much research on this, Meg. This is the best car trash can I have found. I'm obsessed with it. So here's the deal. It has, you know, it's a square. It's got a sort of an elasticized hole at the top for the putting in of the trash. But then to take the trash out, you open it and it actually comes with almost like doggy poop bag size trash bags. So when that's full, you don't have to, you can just tie it up and take the trash bag with you. The inside is waterproof. So if your kid is putting in a juice box or a popsicle stick, it doesn't, you can wipe it out. It has straps so you could put it, some people put it around their gear shift. That would annoy me, but people will close it into the glove compartment. People will put it around the console so the kids can reach it. You can put it around a seat back. And here's the thing. If your children will actually put their trash into a trash can, which is the bigger issue, and I can't fix that on Amazon. But when my kids actually do it, it makes life so much easier. We do a lot of driving, a lot of out of town family, and we collect a lot of trash along the way. And this, no spills. It's easy. My husband also loves it. We've started fighting over whose car it goes in. Really, we should just buy a second one.
I was going to say, just get a second one.
Easy solution there, but why take the easy route? But it's really, really good. And I am really happy with this purchase.
Oh, that's so good. I constantly see TikToks or reels where people are like, here's all my cart organization. And there's some really fun things, but I don't think I've even seen that one. So I'm really excited to check it out. And I always for me, I have trained my kids finally to always take their trash with them when they get out of the car. Even Nico can do that. My thing is my own trash that's just drive-through receipts or just the rando things that you're
stuff in the pocket, the side seat of the
side seat is constantly straw wrappers. So I'm thinking, yes, this could be my own little trash situation.
No, but really,
I've trained my kids so well that I'm not as good at it.
Yes.
Oh, that's so smart.
Okay, so I have two more, but they could also be under travel. So I don't know if you want me to do them in here because I don't think we have a travel section.
I don't think we do. Let's go ahead and talk travel right now.
Okay.
Because I don't think we do have a travel one.
Okay. So I have two for travel. The first one I have actually shown you. I forced you and Grace to look at this when we were together in March. This is a magnetic closing pill organizer. First of all, it is really satisfying in that it's magnetic. So it makes a really nice little click when you open it.
Yes.
It comes in all different colors. It has 7 different compartments. It folds up and closes really nicely. But the thing that I love about it is that the lids of it is clear. So you can look into it and you can either do it by day and put each of yours. If you're somebody who's traveling with a family, you could put, Benadryl in one and Advil in one and Tylenol in one. You could do all sorts, or, for me, I had for when I was traveling with my kids, they had gummy vitamins. So that goes in one because I don't want the gummy vitamins touching the other vitamins.
Right.
It's such a simple thing. They were like $7 or $8, something like that. And it just makes it so much more pleasant than when in the past where I've just kind of put everything into a little Tupperware, Gladware container and I'm sifting through to pull out the right ones. That's annoying.
Yes.
This is much better. And it's so cute.
Yes. And I will say too, Daisy doesn't have one of those, but when she went to New York City at the beginning of June, she used a pill organizer for her earrings that she wanted to take with her.
That is so smart.
Kept them from getting all tangled up and all of that stuff. So
that's really smart.
Yay pill organizers.
Yay for that. Okay. And my last one in sort of the travel / home, I bought last year on Amazon. I needed some more lingerie bags. I ended up overbuying them by accident, and I have been using them in so many different ways that I felt like it needed to be here. Okay. We'll put in the link of the exact ones. But here's the thing. I now take them when I travel everywhere I go, because when you come home and you have to do the laundry, I can already sort out things that don't just go straight washer and dryer. I can you can also, again, packing cubes are expensive and you don't always need packing cubes. You just need something to keep things together.
Yes.
My kids don't need compression. I just need to know they have their socks on or whatever. I'm now using lingerie bags for that because it's easy for them to use. It's see-through. You can see exactly what's in it. And again, double duty, put the cleans in one, the dirties in another. And then when you get home, boom. So
easy.
Yeah. And there are tons of other ways to use the lingerie bags. Yeah. But I just feel like right now, as we're talking about some people taking trips, packing for university, whatever it is, it's a really good, significantly less expensive alternative to packing cubes if you don't actually need that cube shape.
Right. Exactly. Oh, so smart. So smart. Okay.
So those are mine.
So Good. Thank you. And I think, did we say this? We've got all of these links for you guys.
Yes.
Like, please know, like, as we're talking about them, we'll have these easily organized where you can go and look and find the links to exactly the ones that we're talking about. You know, we love to keep you hooked up with the links. Okay. I'm going to say, hands down, what I learned from that thread is if you're not using Lazy Susans for like every space in your life, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need more Lazy Susans in my life. Right. It's so funny. I kind of forget about it because we have 2 cabinets, big cabinets in our kitchen that have built-in Lazy Susans, one for spice and then one for like appliances in those like weird corner places that are like, what do you do with this cabinet? When we bought the house, somebody had already figured out do a Lazy Susan is what you do. But people are using Lazy Susans for everything in their house. They're in pantries. They are in fridges. Somebody took, one of the awesomes was talking about taking a Lazy Susan that's for the fridge and just putting the sandwich making condiments on there so that when the kids are making their sandwiches, they can just pull that out or use it, you know, depending on their age and what they're doing. You could even just pull it out for the kids and be like, okay, here's the sandwich fixins. It's all here together. You guys fix your sandwiches, put stuff up. But yes, Lazy Susans are the thing. So I will put links in the show notes for you guys for some specific ones that people are using. Also bathroom organization.
So this is what I was going to say. I use Lazy Susans in the bathroom because I've talked about this before. We live in an older house and everything is funky shaped. And
yeah,
I have found that if I don't actually, like, first of all, Lazy Susan is amazing under the sink for me because those side things just get lost and it's basically unusable space. So this keeps things up to the front and easily retrievable. And then it also keeps people from shoving.
Yes, exactly. So smart. I was watching just a different home organization video today, and somebody was talking about how great Lazy Susans are in the bathroom, especially just for the stuff that you just use a lot. And a lot of us have weird, like you said, funky spaces. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but apparently we're going to have a little summer thunderstorm while we're recording. So it's very atmospheric now.
I love it.
Okay. One thing that I have talked about on the show before that an Awesome mentioned in that thread is the Catchy fly trap. Awesome Sarah mentioned it. I love these. They're the ones that you can just set on your countertop. They're not a full like bug zapper. They use like a fan and like a UV light. You don't even have to use the UV light part of it. And flies are attracted to it. They get down in the canister. There's sticky paper at the bottom and it traps them in there. What I super love about this is not only does it catch full adult flies, but also the little baby ones that you don't even necessarily see. It's also great for like if you have fruit flies in the kitchen or gnats, you can set it. It's so great in the kitchen. Do you see my lighting like changing?
I do. It's very atmospheric though, Meg.
Sorry, everyone. It's going dark over here.
It's summer in Oklahoma. What's a girl to do?
It is. Exactly. Okay. One that I know you love that also Awesome Heidi mentioned is the pre-cut parchment paper.
Yes, it's the
that
best.
You can get on Amazon. Yes. Okay. Couple of others. Awesome Carrie said, my kids are 20 and that child has special needs and 16 and they've been doing their own laundry since they were 10 years old. They have a washer that has one of those reservoirs where you can just like preload your detergent for like a week at a time, which sign me up for that, please.
I didn't really.
That's amazing. But the fabric softener has been more of a struggle for her child with special needs, like the hand strength part and the pouring part. So she found on Amazon this thing. Let me see what it's officially called. It's basically one of those. It's a holder for your big jugs of laundry detergent or fabric softener. And you set it in there. It has a strap that goes around the jug and then it just holds it in place. So you can it has like a little tray. You just put the tray under there and it holds it in place, on your counter or on top of your machine, however your laundry room is set up. And you can just like push your little button on your jug and it's all in place. You don't have to like lug. You know what I mean? When you get the
That's
big
great.
jugs like from Costco or whatever.
That's great.
Even for people that don't have like hand strength issues, like that it's just like messy and can be a problem or whatever. So this is a holder that keeps it in place. I thought that was so smart. And like one of those little things that's like so cheap and going to make such a huge difference. Just
I love
like
it.
a little correction thing.
That's a great idea.
One big thing that I did want to mention, this is not a little purchase, but Awesome Jackie was raving about it so much. And I thought this is so smart for when you have bonus spaces and you need like a little bit of extra sleeping accommodation. So Jackie found on Amazon, and again, this is like over $300. So this is like, it's furniture. Okay. It's not like a little thing, but she found a thing called a futon convertible chair bed. And so she said, we often have guests stay over and they have a loft type area where the oldest child sleeps. And sometimes her youngest will sleep up there with her when their guests are, you know, like they have more than the guest bedroom can fit.
Understood.
They boot the youngest out.
Yep.
So they got this chair to put in the room with the oldest, and the youngest can sleep on it when they need to. And it has like a cup holder. It has a USB port for charging. Wow. There's storage underneath. You can put blankets underneath it. So it looks like, and it functions as just like a regular chair, but it's futon style. So when you need to pull it out and turn it into a sleeping surface, it's right there. And I was like, that is so smart for like, if you have limited space, like if you're in a small apartment, small house, if you do have just like a bonus space, if you do have people that come over frequently, but you don't want to have like or maybe you don't have room for a whole dedicated guest bedroom. Not everybody does. So this would be so smart.
That's so
smart.
And
with all of the functions, I'm like, it has you can charge in it. Like there's so many fun things to it. So I had to mention that, even though it's not like a small thing, I was like, this is brilliant.
But that's exactly the kind of thing we should be looking at for Prime Day, I feel like.
Yes, exactly. Keep an eye out for sales on that. So those are some of the things for home that we have, but you guys, we have tons more categories that we're going to get to when we come right back. Okay, we're back. We're talking all things Amazon finds that have made life just, you know, a little bit easier, solutions to things that you're like, I didn't even know a solution existed for this thing that's been nagging me and bothering me for months, if not years. Let's talk electronics, because we were talking about Prime Day deals. Amazon almost always has some kind of special running on all kinds of electronics through Prime Days. Do you have any that come to mind electronics wise that you found on Amazon that are like, oh, this is such a good thing?
There is one thing that I have, and I have to be honest, this came to me through our beloved TikTok.
Okay.
This is a 3-in-1 Apple device charger. And here's why this matters to me, Meg. I now have an iPhone, I have AirPods, and I have an Apple Watch. And when I travel, when I went to Boston just a couple of weeks ago, I'm schlepping all the different chargers. So annoying, like truly just irritating. The most first world problem ever. This charger, it folds up. It's just a couple inches big. It unfolds out. You plug it in one spot. There's a place for your iPhone to charge. You just lay it on top. You lay your phone on, you lay your AirPods on, you lay your watch on. It plugs it in one place. And it comes in all sorts of colors. Why does this matter, Meg? Because when you're packing up a room in a hurry, not that that's ever happened to me, but if one were to be in a rush because maybe they lost track of time.
Because they were maybe on TikTok. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. But it stands out. You know, get it in purple, get it in orange, a color that wouldn't normally be in a hotel room or something like that.
Yes.
You certainly could use it in a bedroom. Like this could be a great gift for somebody who just has a lot of things to charge. But I love this. And it has just simplified for people who travel frequently, which I do. It has just really simplified how much I have to pack, and I can just keep it with my travel things as opposed to collecting various chargers from all around the house. So that for me, that's smart. My number one electronic to recommend right now.
Okay. I love that. I will say that besides the Lazy Susans, the other thing that people were saying over and over and made a huge difference for them was just getting extra chargers and getting the long ones. You know, the ones that Apple come with are notoriously like way too short.
Yes.
That getting the like super long ones. And then Awesome Beth Ann found some little like clip-on like adhesive things that you can clip on. It's basically like cord wranglers. And they come in a pack of 30.
That's amazing.
And they're small. she said she put it on her nightstand so that she never like has to dig her charger out, from where it was at the outlet, and it's just like right there. So super smart on that. But the extra long chargers, people are hands down saying like, this changed my life. Just do it. Another thing that I thought was so freaking smart in the electronics department. Awesome Valerie said that she got 3 pairs of cheap earbuds. She's talking $30 for each pair. She got 3 pairs so that she can have 1 pair in her office that's linked to her computer for work. 1 pair she puts in the kitchen, linked to her iPad. And the 3rd pair goes in her walking shoes, linked to her phone, ready for walking. And she said, I never have to search for them or relink them. So I'm like, why are you so smart, Valerie? That's amazing.
That is so smart.
I use earbuds all day long, all the time. Julie knows I was freaking out before. Well, not freaking out, but I was like hurried and rushing around because I could not find, I had let my wireless headphones die. I couldn't find anything. I finally found my Raycons that I love, but they were downstairs. Like, I'm always like, where did I leave those? Where are they? Or they're in my purse, blah, blah, blah. I'm always losing them. How smart to have a dedicated set of earbuds for each thing that just stays linked and stays there. Valerie, thank you for this. I will put a link in the show notes for some of the ones that I've gotten on Amazon that are lower price point, but great quality audio. So I thought that was so smart.
So smart.
Kind of related to electronics, like electronics adjacent. Awesome Bethany, who has lived overseas for a number of years, was talking about how she didn't think this had really caught on in the US, but I guess a lot of people in Europe do this. It's a phone lanyard, like a crossbody lanyard, and it's just for keeping your phone attached. And I guess, again, a lot of people overseas do this. I don't really see that a lot here, although I have seen people, and I think even a long time ago, Laura Tremaine had, like, as an Awesome of the Week, the ones that are like the whole purse, like a crossbody, but you snap on your purse, or you put your phone on there, and it has like a little wallet and stuff too. But I thought this was so smart, especially if you do keep your phone with you all the time. If you drop your phone a lot, like I do, like you can just have it on a lanyard across your body. One thing you could do, Awesome Gloria was talking about hers. She has the purse style one that's like leather. So, it looks a little bit nicer. She's got it all the time. She said that hers was the best purchase she's ever made. So there's that ringing endorsement from her. But somebody else on that thread mentioned, let's see, who was it who mentioned this? Casey suggested the PopSockets phone wallet. So if you're like me, like my phone, ever since I got my new phone, I haven't had a pop socket on it. And I'm constantly mad at myself because I love having a pop socket. I don't know why I haven't gotten one. Maybe I've just been waiting for this moment to get the pop socket phone wallet. So you can have that. You have the pop socket if you use it for taking pictures or just holding it or whatever. But it's got the wallet, so you can slip in your most important cards. You put it on your lanyard that Bethany suggested, and also the lanyard that she suggested, you can snap your keys onto it.
Oh, wow.
So like you could just have it all ready to just walk out the door, which I thought was so smart.
I know that those purse leashes, or phone leashes rather, I've heard them called, are really popular in France, but I, thank you, TikTok, now understand it's for pickpocketing. That if you're traveling and your phone is attached to you, I guess they can't grab your phone and run. So it's also a really good, like if you're traveling, if you're going overseas, because I know a lot of people are now that the world is open, that's a good thing to keep in mind also.
I love that. That's so smart. And that makes so much sense. Something else that kind of goes with the car category, but also is just kind of miscellaneous that I really wanted to mention is my friend Nikki said that she dropped the key fob to her car and it cracked the latch so it wouldn't stay together. So she ordered new fob housing, which I did not know that you could do, but she got one that's like a little bit prettier. She has a Ford, and so she left the link for the Ford key fob housing. And she said, I feel fancy and put together just holding my keys. So I was like, okay, do they have them for Chevrolet? Oh, yeah, they do. They have a really pretty one for Suburbans, for Chevrolet, that style car. I put it in my cart immediately. It's like $5. And it's so pretty. You don't have to have like the,
these
industrial
are the
looking
things. We want the $5 things that make us happy.
Exactly. Okay. I think that was all that was sort of electronics and electronics adjacent. I wanted to talk about some that are more generally organizing. These probably could have gone in the house category as well, because I think they're almost all for in the house, but I didn't really know what category to put them in. Do you have any that kind of go in that, or did we already talk about this?
I have one.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay.
So I bought as discussed today and previously, our bathroom is small and we only have one bathroom on our master level. So that means my husband and I are sharing a small bathroom to begin with my 2 kids. And my daughter is almost 13 and she has begun to collect the products, and she has the audacity to think she should get to keep her things in the bathroom. It's so rude. So not everything stays in the bathroom. What I did is I bought a makeup container, a case, which I will show you. It's actually a traveling makeup case, but I use it for sort of my not in the rotation makeup. So I've got my stuff in my drawer, and anything that's not in the drawer lives in this makeup case. It's like 12 by 10, something like this.
Yeah.
Here's why I like it. And I'll give a link to the exact one. Okay. First of all, its zipper is wide open. So that's good. Why do I love it? Here, Meg, it's all my random makeup. It has these little movable, dividable sponge dividers. So you can make the sizes fit whatever you need it to. It has Velcro where you could put your extra brushes and things like that, and it keeps them protected. You want me to do it again?
Yeah, it's so satisfying.
And I mean, look, these are the things that I don't use every day, like some fun eyeshadows and things like that. Not ready to get rid of them, but definitely not using them every day. And it also has become for me sort of a forced, if there's no room in this and there's no room in the drawer, something's got to go, because there is literally nowhere else for me to keep makeup right now. So this little guy, I mean, if you need a new traveling makeup case, this is actually a great one for that as well. But I use it as storage because that's what I do.
That is so smart. I love that. I love all of the compartments in it.
Yeah.
I have one that's similar in size, but it doesn't have compartments. It just has like, slots that you can put stuff in. But I love the compartments. I'm making a note of this. I think that could be helpful for my daughters with their makeup collection.
Excellent. I'm so happy.
Yes. Okay. So other organization things, kind of speaking of the more beauty ones, Jessica said that she got hooked on Olive and June so much that she got a nail polish organizer. So she linked to that for us, which is so smart. And you can use those for like organizing different things as well. Taylor linked to something I've never seen before. And I actually do have this in my Amazon cart right now too, because I was like, this is so smart. She said, I love this 3-month wall calendar for our family. You can pull the pages off to rearrange them so that the current month is always on top, but then you don't have to rewrite anything. So it's like on a frame, and it's got 3 months, and it's sort of like spiral bound, except it's the kind where you can pull it out of the spiral and then move it, if that makes sense. Instead of like ripping it off, you just kind of, know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And so you can look at 3 months at a time, which for families or anybody, I mean, that's so handy to be able to look and be like, okay, not this month, but next month we need to do this. Here's this appointment or whatever. And then as the months go by, you just take off that top one and then move everything up, and you got your 3 months just flowing through.
So
I was
smart.
like, I did not know this existed, but now I need it for sure. For sure. My friend Jonna, one of my sorority sisters from our Chi Omega days. It's so fun. There's a number of us who are Chi Omegas together that are in the hangout, and it always makes my heart so happy when my worlds collide like that. But Jonna was saying that her daughter has a loft bed, and when she was changing the sheets in the loft bed, she found like 6 books that were in the little bedding nest that she's created in her loft bed. So Jonna got one of those over cabinet baskets that are meant for, like, if you have, you can put them over your bathroom cabinets or your kitchen cabinets or whatever, and they're like little baskets. Well, she got one of those and hooked it over the side of her daughter's loft bed just for her books.
So smart.
So that they're not getting all lost and nestled down in there. And then she said that they're going to do something similar when she goes to camp next year for her top bunk stuff. Just, this could be so handy for anybody, but especially
so
kids.
Smart.
Even if they aren't in a bunked bed situation, just to have like a little basket with like maybe their favorite little stuffed animals or whatever right there by the side of the bed. So I thought that was so smart. So good. Okay. What else? Speaking of beauty stuff, we were just talking about that. I want to make sure to mention this. 2 things from the Awesomes. Awesome Jennifer said that she likes to get those skincare spatulas to get the last little bit out of a jar or whatever for makeup or skincare, which I know those are not that expensive and can really help you get every little bit,
every little
skincare
bit,
because it can be so expensive.
Yes.
And you don't want to miss out on the last of it. And Awesome Lisa linked to, that was a little bit of a tongue twister. Awesome Lisa linked to what she says is the only makeup brush cleaner that actually works. I can't remember. Let me see if I can open it up really quickly to see what it is called.
Oh,
the Cinema Secrets.
The Cinema Secrets, yeah. It's great.
Do you use this?
I co-sign this. It's great. It's a little pricey, and I think she mentioned this in her comment.
Yes.
It went viral on TikTok, so that's part of why it's viral, or why it's a little bit more expensive, but it really works and it smells good.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I know we both have some books we want to talk about. You guys, there were so many. This is like a taste of that thread. Again, I'm compiling all of this because there was just too many for us to have a conversation about on here. But before we get to the books, another thing that I was like, I didn't know this existed. Adhesive shower rod holders. We don't have a shower setup like this because we have a glass stall shower. Mm-hmm. But I can remember when we've had bathrooms where you have a shower rod, just like if you get those that sometimes they just keep falling down. You can get like a little adhesive shower rod holder and just pop it on your bathroom wall and it holds it in place. Like that's so smart.
That's amazing.
Such a great solution. Another thing I didn't know existed are rechargeable LED light bulbs for like emergencies. You can keep them charged up. And then
I had no idea.
Yes, I didn't either. The ones that this awesome link to, like you can put them like in a lamp and it will activate it, but you can also just touch the base of it and it will activate the light.
In these emergency
light bulbs. Oh my gosh. And that, I feel like that's one of those things where you buy it and you think, well, like, I don't know, well, we'll just have these on hand and we'll see if we ever use them. And then you lose power, or maybe you even want to take it camping or something like that where you need to have, or you want to have a light. You don't necessarily need it, but you want to have like a little light for whatever. What a great thing to have.
It's a great idea.
I don't know. I just didn't even know those existed.
It's a great idea.
A lot of people also love having their smart cords for like, lights and smart light bulbs for inside, outside, all of that stuff. So I'm going to link to a handful of the ones that were mentioned for that. So before we get to books, was there anything else on your list that you wanted to talk about?
There was one other thing. And
okay,
I struggle with pictures. Okay. Like I just feel like that this is something, I print them out, I buy the pictures, and then I do nothing with them. And one of my closest friends, Karen, when she found it, she was like, here's the link. You're buying this immediately. This is going to change your life. And it has. The one that I bought, and we'll link to this, it's called the Novalinx Transparent Case. What it is, it almost looks like a suitcase. You open it up and in it are, how many exactly? 16 little containers that are all 4x6 sized. So I wish I had brought this to show you. They're all this big. You can label the top of it, and each little case holds 100 pictures. So you could divide it by person. And by the way, part of the reason this is something, my mother, who I adore, every time she comes to visit, brings me another stack of all the pictures she has printed out. So, and they're pictures of my grandparents, they're pictures of me as a child. So what I've started doing is I just label, like Julie as a kid, my sister as a kid, because I've got all these random pictures. And then, you could fit a lot of pictures in that box, close it up and go away. One of my friends who also apparently has the same one, she did it year by year for her child, because you print them and then what do you do with them? But at least they're together. And then my girlfriend Karen, she just lays the big pictures on top. I have another friend who, what she does is she bought a 12 by 12 scrapbooking box. And that's where she puts, when you order the school pictures and it comes with the giant 8 by 10 and you're like, what am I going to do this giant picture of my child's head? She just puts all the big ones, they all live in there. So it's in a plastic box. They're protected from humidity. They're protected from anything else. And you can organize them however you want. And they come in smaller containers also, but that is something that's a total Amazon purchase. And that is something that really, like, I was just at a loss. What do I do with these literal hundreds and hundreds of pictures? Right. And now there's a solution.
Oh my gosh. That is actually genius.
Karen, thank you.
Thank you, Karen. So
thank you, Karen.
Smart. So smart. A couple of people, as we kind of wrap up, a couple of people mentioned books that were really helpful. And a lot of the books were about home life. Awesome Jennifer mentioned that Anne Bogle had recommended, I missed this from Anne, but there's a book called Organizing Solutions for People with ADHD. And Jennifer said this can help anyone, not just people with neurodiversity, anybody, but especially people with ADHD or other neurodiversity, to organize. And they're like really simple ideas, and you don't even need products. It's not even about buying products for organization. It's more like about how to kind of like systems to set up your life to organize, no products needed. And so I wanted to make mention of that. I actually just put that on Kindle. So I'm going to read it.
It's a good one. I have it also.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
We have, my son has ADHD, and I'm reading it to try to figure out how to set things up just to make things go a little bit more smoothly for him.
Yes, exactly.
And amazing suggestions.
Yeah. Good. I can't wait to dig into it. We can discuss as I read. We'll be talking about the bear and also organizing for ADHD.
Perfect.
Which is pretty on brand for us, honestly.
Just throw a little lipstick in there and we're good to go.
I mean, seriously, yes.
Right.
Of course, Allison talked about, this was an awesome of the week for me earlier this year, Casey Davis's How to Keep House While Drowning, A Gentle Approach to Cleaning and Organizing. Hands down, one of my favorite books about home life that I have ever read. And it's so fast. You can zip through it in a day, or you can take your time with it and like read and ponder. It's so good. Another one that I haven't read is called Clutter Free, and it's by Kathy Lipp. Awesome. Naomi suggested it. It helped her with purging a lot of stuff and helped her to, organize the stuff that was left behind after purging. So if you need some decluttering inspiration, Clutter Free sounds like a good one. So
yeah.
How about you? Any books along those lines for you?
Yes. And it fits right in with the clutter. So I brought A Slob Comes Clean, and that's Danica White. A lot of people know her, love her. This is why I love, first of all, the whole book was great for me because it just sort of, it opened my eyes to how different people think about cleaning and decluttering.
Yeah.
When you're talking about organizing, first you want to get rid of the things that you don't need. And that can be an incredibly daunting task. And I realized a couple of years ago that I had to actually teach my children how to clean and how to care for their things. And I had never thought about how do you explain that to other people. And she actually has some really good language in it when it comes to putting things away, especially.
Oh, good.
So her whole book is great. And I could not recommend it highly enough. Her 5 steps are great. I love her. But these are the things that I really kind of wanted to call out. So she asked the question, if I needed this item, where would I look for it? And then go put it there. So it's not where should this be? It's not, this is a box of hangers. It belongs in the closet or whatever. It's if I needed a hanger, where would I go to look for it? And that's where you put it. And that to like, in terms of teaching my kids, that has actually been hugely helpful. Also with the, where is my blah, blah, blah. That way they have put it where they would look for it. Because if I put it where I think it should go, that may not be where they think it should go. So that has just been a real help in my house. And the second piece that has really been a game changer for my whole household is her whole concept of take it there now. Don't make the big pile. When you're cleaning out the closet, don't put all your basement stuff here and put it. Does it take more time? 1,000,000% it does. But if you're doing this for 15 minutes and then you get a phone call, you aren't stuck with an overwhelming pile of things that still need to be dealt with. And she also talks in some of her podcasts and things like that. This is not meant to be a whole like Dana K. White appreciation, but it just turned into one.
But she's awesome. So yes.
She's awesome. The things that you can do, in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if you're waiting for a whole day to declutter things, it's very hard to make that happen. But everybody has 7 minutes here or there. So just take those 7 minutes and work on a shelf or a tiny area. And when you do things in little increments, and again, this is what I tell my kids, like, I don't have enough time to clean my room before bed. That's fine. Let's look at this little area and let's set a timer for 5 minutes and see how much we can get done. Take it to where it belongs right now. Deal with this right now. So that book, which I did purchase on Amazon a number of years ago, that is one that I have given to people, recommended to people, and really used a lot of the concepts for my life.
So good. Yeah. So much great stuff there.
Yeah.
Yes. So you guys, again, I hope this has been helpful and not like overwhelming, but just like, oh my gosh, there's so many great things out there. The Awesomes have found they've done the legwork for you in a lot of the ways. Julie, you brought some of your great stuff for us. If people want to find you, what's the best place to find you to talk about any of this stuff that we've kind of covered today?
I am in the Hangout. I am in the Superstars group more than any other place, I think, at all. Also on Instagram, but really the Hangout, it's my favorite place to be. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
It really is.
Such a great place to have all kinds of problems solved and all kinds of great conversations. So you can find me on social media at Sorta Awesome Meg, and you can find the show by searching Sorta Awesome wherever you are. Search Sorta Awesome, and we would love to have you join us there. Don't forget to check the show notes for not only the products we talked about today, but also for our Amazon and other places deals newsletter, so you can get all connected with that. Julie, thank you again so much for making time to come and talk through this. This was
so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see y'all next time.